Hi everyone, welcome back to another vlog. If you are new here, hi, my name is Emily. I am the owner of Emily Hunter Art and I create artworks and merchandise that I sell on Etsy. So you can check all of my stuff out in the links that are posted below. I've just spent the morning trimming all of those K-pop Demon Hunters bookmarks and rounding all the corners. It has taken all morning, but they are now all done. So they are all rounded and all trimmed. But they're not done because I have to punch holes in the bottom and add the tassels. So that's our next job today. Once I've finished getting on with that, I would also like to do some more work on those 100 sticker sheets. They need colour adding to them now, and really to just finish them off, like colour and shading and everything. I should do all that today and then get them made. If I get all of these bookmarks done, perhaps photos will get done, although I don't need them all to be finished to do photos, do I? I just need one set, and I have already done a full set, so I should do photos today as well. Yeah. So these are all things that are going to go on the to-do list, and I will keep you guys posted with what I get up to and everything.
아무 말 없이 떠나간 너는 시간 속에 사라진 그림자 같아. 붙잡고 싶은 마음 하나로 오늘도 난 너를 불러본다. 잊으려 해도 지워지지 않아. 너의 이름 그 숨결까지도 한 번만, 단 한 번만 돌아와 줄 수는 없니? 숨결 끝에서 너를 불렀어. 바람 속에 남은 너의 온기까지. 이별은 말 없이 날 스쳐가도 난 아직 그날에 머물러. 계절이 몇 번을 바뀌어도 너 없는 하루는 익숙하지 않아. 아무렇지 않은 척 웃다가 그리움이 눈을 적신다. 잊으려 해도 지워지지 않아. 너의 눈빛 그 마지막 순간 단 단 한 번 꿈에서라도 너와 줄 수 있다면. 숨결 끝에서 너를 불렀어. 기억 속에 남은 너의 목소리. 이 밤이 아무리 길다 해도 난 끝내 널 보내지 못해. 혹시나 아닌 누군가의 곁에서 웃고 있다 해도 괜찮아.
Here she is. So I've gone through, coloured her, added a bit of shading, and then done that little trick where I slightly blur the lines. It's like, it's such a subtle trick, but it like really softens everything. So I made the lines like a deep purple, set them to multiply, then I duplicated one of the layers and blurred that one. So that's the blur. So yeah, because obviously it's quite subtle and you can't necessarily tell that there's anything there, but then obviously when I remove it, it just doesn't look as, it looks a bit more flat, I guess. And then you put that on and it just makes it look really nice. So this is the Rumi sheet. She needs like a stroke adding to her, and I might need to reposition some of the things to make sure they're not too close to each other. But yeah, pretty much done. So what I am going to do this afternoon is do the same thing with Zoe and Mira, because I would really like to get these done today. I've been talking about doing them for a while and then I get distracted with something else and don't end up finishing them. So that's what we're going to try and do today. But I am about to pop out to go and meet my mum and sister for a coffee and maybe some early lunch or something. So I will catch up with you guys when I get back. Hopefully I will have more progress to show you. Hi guys, it is Tuesday afternoon. I haven't filmed anything today. So sorry, I've been neglecting you. I did do some product photography today, so I got all of those bookmarks done. Oh, I should let you know actually where I left you off. I was still rounding the corners and stuff on those bookmarks. I added all of the tassels last night. I just did it while sitting downstairs with Dan, so that's why that wasn't filmed. But yeah, all of the bookmarks are now complete and in nice boxes. I'll show you. So I've put them in these document boxes so that they can stay nice and neat. But yeah, I finished photographing them. So I ended up making the listing on Etsy, and there is the option to buy them separately or as a bundle. So it's a little discounted if you get all four instead of just them individually. I've also been playing about with a way to present the bundles. So I have like a piece of card and I've cut little semicircles out and then lines at the bottom so that they can slot in a little bit, and then it can go together in this nice pack. And then I've just taped the tassels so that they don't like move about and stuff. They've still got the plastic wrapped around them, so the tape isn't going to damage them or anything. Yeah, so they would they would go in there, so the bookmarks just slot in and it sort of keeps them all nice together. And I'm not going to be doing it on just plain white card. I've ordered some like coloured card. I can't even remember what I've ordered. I think it was black sparkly card I've ordered, but I can't even remember. It was just this morning that I did, but I just ordered some that just looked a little nicer for presentation, and then I can just, you know, go along and cut and everything. But yeah, nice little bookmark set. Have a look at that shine. Woo-hoo-hoo. So I also did the photos for the Rumi print and put her on Etsy, so she's available to buy now. And I updated the photos for the key rings to include a Starion with a gold chain. I also photographed the Halcyon with the gold chains, but I won't be putting those photos on until I've sold my last 3 Halcyon keyrings. Someone's just bought one now, so I have 3 left, and then he will just be gold. Another thing that I've been doing that took me a fair while was I've removed all of the individual listings for the Baldur's Gate portraits and put them on one mega listing. And I'm hoping that that's still reaches people. The reason is you have to pay Etsy for each individual listing that you have. So the fewer listings, the better. And when I first started my shop, I wanted to have multiple listings for each product because I thought that made it look like I had more stuff. But I have quite a lot of products now, so I don't need to worry about doing that. So I've just got a whole listing for all of those portraits. I basically just edited the Astarion one because I know that he's in most people's favourites, so hopefully it won't affect that too much and people will still be able to find it if they look in their favourites. Because that was the only worry of me. If someone has, say, added Karlach to their favourites and then that Karlach listing disappears, will they know to come to the shop to look for the new listing? I don't know. hoping that that works out okay. Yeah, but it took a while because obviously I had to add all of the different variants and stuff. I added an option to buy all of them as well. I don't know how many people are going to go for that. I still need to experiment and figure out if there's a way for me to do a 3 for 2 where people can actually select which 3 they want. Because Etsy was only letting me do 2 variants. So I had a variant for size and a variant for the character. But that did mean that I had to get rid of the variant for if you wanted a signature, which most people don't want a signature anyway. So I suppose if someone's really desperate, they can message me and say, can you please sign it? Like, I could put a little thing on there, actually, if they really want it signing. But yes, I still want to figure out if there's any other sort of bundle deals that I can do that way. So following those updates, the next thing that I was hoping to get done was the colouring on the sticker sheets, which I think I did mention I was going to try and do yesterday, but things kind of got away from me yesterday. So I'm going to be working on those this afternoon. I mean, it is kind of late in the day now. What time are we on? It's after 3 o'clock already, but I want to be working on those. It's a nice day, so I should get the dogs out at some point as well. Because it is actually decent. We've had really cold, dreary, rainy weather for the past however many days. It's felt like weeks. It hasn't been weeks, but it's felt like weeks. So the sun is actually out. So I feel like I should take the opportunity to actually go somewhere with the dogs. I don't know whether that'll just be round the block or if we'll take them out to the beach or something. I'll have a word with Dan since he's off today, so we can see what we fancy doing. But other than that, that is my update for you. And stay tuned. I will catch up with you when I have more things to talk about. Guys, so I finally finished the sticker sheets. So now we are cutting them to see if it works properly. I might need to brighten the colours up a little bit. But for now, since this one is already printed, I'll just give it a go. See how it looks, make sure that it cuts around those edges properly, because I did kind of like a sneaky shortcut way. So what I would normally do, I would export each of the images as individual stickers and place them on, but this time it's all one image, but hopefully the machine will recognize that there's gaps in between the shapes and cut them as such. Fingers crossed. So let's see if this works. Oh no! Okay, so we had an issue. I think I might use my extra sticky mat because this mat is losing some of its stickiness. And the stickers started coming up. Something else that I'm noticing though, it's supposed to be kiss cut, but it looks like it's going through quite hard. So I might have to set that to less pressure. Yeah, so sorry Zoe, you were a bit of a sacrifice. We'll have to try again, okay? So the second attempt was more successful than the first, but it cut through like the whole thing a little too much, so it went a little too hard. I set it to less pressure, but yeah, it still kind of went really hard. So I think I might have to select a different material, maybe like one that, so it will cut lighter, because I don't know how to do even less. On one hand, I could still use these as little die cut stickers because then I just kind of have to pop them out and they'll be good to go. Yeah, the only thing as well, I'm wondering, I think, although is that okay? No, maybe it does cut. I wondered whether her noodles were too close to this design here and it wasn't cutting through, but I think it has anyway. Yeah, we're just going to have to keep experimenting with this. So yeah, we'll see where we end up next. Okay, second attempt. Oh, third attempt, sorry, attempt number 3. Now it's too light because it hasn't actually cut through the whole thing at all, like the outside. So that's an easy fix. I can select more pressure for that and see if that works. But we're gonna see if these Kiss Cut stickers have actually, if it's cut them properly. So let's see if I can just grab a mirror. Ooh. Yeah, no, that's not ideal. So what I did, I set the Kiss Cut pressure to less again, in case it cut all the way through. Maybe if I leave that at default, because this is obviously accounting for a lighter material. And I will set the base cut to more. So we'll have default and more. Eventually I will figure this out and we will have some sticker sheets that work. I can't for the life of me remember what settings I used for those. Excuse me. I can't for the life of me remember the settings I used for those Christmas Cavalier ones because they cut okay. Yes, gonna have to just try again. I've printed off another Zoe so we can give that one a go. I popped those roomies out, so now I have like teeny tiny die cut roomie stickers. They're still really cute. She is. If I cover my face, it might focus on her instead. Or I do that YouTube influencer thing. There we go. Ooh. So yeah, little roomie. I've fussed about with the levels. So the next print that I do, the colour should be a bit brighter and everything. But for now, I'm just testing the cutting on like the original ones. So we're just going to see how they turn out and if that is okay. I'm quite impressed with how precise the Cricut is cutting around them though, because these outlines aren't actually that big. They seemed quite thick when I was doing them, but when I'm looking at them on the sheet, it's like, yeah, they're actually quite thin. So yeah, the Cricut's doing a very good job of actually accurately cutting around those. So I've just got a set of Zoe's going now with different pressure settings. So we're going to see if they turn out okay. Okay, the Zoe's came out exactly the same as the Mira's, where it hasn't cut very much. And I did change the pressure, so I don't know whether to just... I put them both on more and put it through again and see what happens. Let's give that a go. Okay, so it's cut through a little bit more, but I think that's just because I've done a second pass. I think whatever material this sort of sticker paper is, I mean, I've just got it set to printable sticker paper. It might be too delicate. I'm also thinking, I've been laminating them because I normally laminate all of my stickers, but I don't know whether it would be nicer to leave them matte, because then they'll be like thinner for going in journals and stuff, and like with them only being like itty bitty. I don't know, that might be nice. Yeah, this isn't really like cutting out very well. Let's check the actual... nope, that's no good. Let's see if we can get a peel. That is working somewhat. It's not the easiest though. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do is upload the correct color corrected files onto Cricut Design Space, and I'm going to try some without laminating them and see if they come out a little nicer. Okay, so now we're at a point where it's cutting too much again. So I obviously have to select less pressure when I'm not laminating them, because obviously the laminate adds a lot of thickness to it. But you know, I really like these as just a matte thingy. I think they're really cute. This, by the way, is with the different colours. I also made it larger. I made it as big as the Cricut will allow. for printing with the sensor marks and everything. So this is the size difference. If we have a look. Whoop. So it's kind of like a whole centimetre bigger around each edge, which is good. And there's the difference with the colours as well. So you can see this one is kind of dark and muddy, whereas this one is much brighter and nicer. But we're working on those pressure settings still, because it's cut all the way through her. And it's been a little bit rough as well. So there's certain parts where it's actually messed up because it's cut too heavy, I think, maybe, around those delicate areas. So we're still working on it. We're still testing things out. I am gonna have to stop at some point because I have two whingy doggies who, although they have had their dinner, they have not had their biscuits yet. Oscar's looking at me. I said the B word. They haven't had those yet, and they are whinging at me a little bit to do that. But I'm so tempted to just like stay and do more. So what I might do, I've just printed off another sheet of some mirrors and some roomies. I'm going to set them to go on some new cut settings and come back, and hopefully they will have cut out properly. I should really do myself some dinner at some point as well. But I'm just on a roll, you know, and like you don't want to stop in case it like messes with your flow and everything. Like if I stop and have dinner, I'll kind of, it tricks my brain into thinking, oh, that's the end of the day now. This is relaxy time. And I just want to like sit and digest my food. So I often like hold off having dinner on the nights when Dan's working a little later. I don't know what time he's going to get back today. So I'm just sort of working through, trying to get these out. Yeah, so we'll keep at it. How cute is that though? We will keep at it, and I will keep you posted. Right, well, it's still cutting way too hard and going all the way through. And now I've broken my mat. I was bending it and really trying to like peel the sheet off, and I bent it too hard. So now I've broken my super sticky mat. So we're going to have to rely on the light grip mat, which is very light grip at the moment because it's so filthy that it doesn't really stick that well. But it should be okay for stickers. It's mostly like card and heavy things that don't really stick that well to it. So I'll order a new mat, and in the meantime, we will work with this bad boy. Okay, so first of all, I maybe need more pressure around the outside again because it hasn't fully cut, but that's fine. I just set it to default this time. This seems to be, it's hard to do this with one hand, the right pressure to get the kiss cut to go the way I want it. But I feel like it's roughing up the edges a little too much, you know, like it's being like very rough on the paper. So I don't know what to do about that. It's like, I don't normally do stickers without a laminate, and I'm wondering whether, you know, because the laminate would normally protect it from that. So I don't know whether to go back to trying to laminate them. But I think they are quite cute like this. It doesn't look like the stickers themselves are what's damaged. It's like the backing paper. But it just doesn't look good presentation wise. So we still need to rethink that. Like this one here is just like peeled up. And here it's on all of those little corner bits. So now I'm wondering, should I go in and simplify the edges? Is that what I need to do? Oh, right, let's keep working. Right, we are giving it one last attempt for tonight. After this, whether it is a success or a failure, we are quitting. Well, not quitting. We're putting everything down and we are going to enjoy our evening. So yeah, so I really hope this works. What I've done is set it to a light cardstock because the medium cardstock was way too heavy for it. But it looks like it might be okay on this one. We just have to wait and see. Okay, so just took it off the mat. It does look like it's cutting around the edge better, so we will pop these out. I'm trying to do it so you can see, but it's not the easiest thing in the world. Oh, come on. Okay, kind of cocked that one up a little bit. Right. It's still cut quite far through if you look. Some of them, I did set it to light. Yeah. And then when we go to peel, you can peel them off the backing, but it's a little too heavy. So tomorrow we need to find an even lighter paper stock, but still thick enough that it will cut through the laminate and the paper. But that's all we're doing tonight. We're getting closer to something that works. These do peel off okay, but it's just, you know, we have like the back, like it's actually cut through this one here, and that just doesn't look good. There's also a couple of areas like the little corner here, it's gone a little funny. I hope that doesn't happen every time. It could be because it was going too hard, but yeah, it's once again, it's affecting the backing, not the sticker design itself. But yeah, not ideal. So we're gonna have to keep working on it. I'm gonna go downstairs and sit with Dan. He is gonna help me roll up a new D&D character. Not a new one technically, an old character, but we're revisiting that character. We finished our campaign on Saturday, so we're going to be getting ready for a new one. And this one, some of us are playing returning characters. So I'm going to play one of my favourite rogues. Pretty much all my characters are rogues anyway, but yeah. We're going to re-roll her because we're going to build her using the 2024 Dungeon Masters, Player's Handbook, with the new features and things that are in there. So she's going to work a little differently to how I'm used to. And I might change her subclass. I'm not sure yet. But yeah, I don't know if you noticed, I am getting bitten. I don't know what... that's happened since coming up here after dinner. I don't know what's been biting me, but oh my god. Oh, this summer I have been getting a few bites on me. It's not fleas. The dogs have not got fleas. And we don't have bed bugs. I hope. No, we don't. I don't know what it is, just like midges or something getting in, but I feel like I would see them. I would notice them. Anyway, sorry about that. Not very nice to look at. Yes. Where was I? Yeah, I was telling you that I was about to clock out for the day. So I think I will do that. Bye. Back at it again. It is Thursday morning, so we're giving these stickers another go because I will not give up. I will not give up. I've spent too long designing them for them not to turn out right. My matte laminate, oops, sorry. I'm just holding the camera. I don't have a proper tripod. My matte laminates came in, so that looks quite nice. I mean, you probably won't even be able to tell on camera. It's more of the feel of it. But it's not like super shiny now, which I quite like. I like that for the sticker sheets. So we're still playing about with the settings. So let's hope this works. Okay, so that's just cutting away. Hopefully it will work out. Panicking a little bit because the printer is telling me that my magenta ink is low. It's always the magenta. I think I make too much pink artwork. But yeah, the magenta's a little low and I don't have any more. So I'm going to have to buy more, but ink is not cheap. It is quite pricey. So, I'm gonna obviously need to order. I will get paid tomorrow, so I'll use that. It's been a slower month than it was last month. Last month was really good for the business. September so far been pretty slow. I think it could be because of the tariff situation, because a lot of my sales end up going to the US. But what I need to look into doing is offering that delivered duty paid thing, because Royal Mail are offering that now. And it's not as bad as I first thought. I thought it was like 800% or something on the value of an item. I don't know where I got that from. But no, it's for the UK to America, I think it's 10% on the value. I don't know how they know the value of the item. It's kind of weird. Like, I sell a print, I've decided how much that print is worth. You know, I could just as easily say, oh, it was only worth £2 instead of 14 or 8 or whatever. But yeah, I think basically US customers will just have to pay 10% extra, possibly. But that's a job I'm going to do today, is research that and figure out how to open things up to the US again. It's still annoying though, because it means I do still have to have a separate shipping profile for the USA, which means that I can't just say everywhere else, because I can't exclude the USA from things on Etsy. So it still means that I'll have to do individual profiles for every country. I don't know whether to go through and add a few more countries on. I've prioritized countries where I have sold things to in the past. So it's all just a bit of a nightmare, really. Trump is in the UK at the moment. Just come over for a state visit. Maybe we'll be able to sweeten him up and he'll remove the tariffs. Who knows? Who knows? Anyway, let's check out if these stickers are doing okay. Okay, it's doing the kiss cut part. Looks like we've had a tear. It might have been too rough. Who knows? The matte laminate is a lot. The matte laminate is a lot thinner than the glossy, so it could be that it needs a more sensitive setting. Right. Oh, let's see. Right. So yeah, as you can see, that is an absolute mess. It happened both sections, so I wonder if I should just edit that part of the sticker, because to be honest, the rest of it, there was some issues around the noodles, but the rest of it is actually okay. Right, let's see if this peels okay. Yeah, it's cut through the whole thing again. Okay, so I'll try it on an even lighter setting. Oop. Really stuck down now. This is my old mat that I haven't used for a while, because it's like bent at the edges and it never goes into the machine fully straight, and I was worried that that's going to mess up the cut if it's not going in straight. Yeah. Okay, I can't do this with one hand. I'm going to put you guys down. Okay, so it's cut nicely. I fixed some of the strokes where it was a little too tight in places. Now with the peel, some of them are like coming off okay, but then you see you get this tearing where it's like it's still like trying to attach too much to the backing. Not the backing even, it's the actual, is that the actual sticker? I don't even know. So I don't know whether that's like good enough, you know, like you can pretty much peel them off, but it's not that easy. Yeah, so I might need to keep working on it, but I can't really do any more today because the printer, I mean, I suppose I could still print them. The printer's run out of magenta ink, so I won't be able to make any like actual products, but I suppose if I was just figuring out the cutting and stuff, then it's not too big of a deal because the colors don't have to be right. yeah, I'm just going around and like they pretty much all peel. They're just a bit, some areas are a bit naff. But this is the closest we've gotten. So with these settings, it's copy paper, 120 GSM. So 120 GSM copy paper with more pressure for both things. I've actually duplicated the shape, like the backing shape, because it just wouldn't cut through it for some reason. So I've duplicated that 4 times so that it cuts all the way through. And I'm wondering whether I should do that with the actual stickers so that it gives a little bit more pressure. But then I'm worried it's gonna like cut through the thingy. If I just duplicate it once, it might be okay. It's just, you know, you get these like, it's kind of like tearing at the edges, and it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. That's not what people pay their money for. So we still need to work on these, because I'm not gonna sell these for like a couple of quid. Like, you know, and I sell my die cut stickers for £2. If it's a sheet of stickers, the amount of effort that's gone into it, I feel like I can justify selling it for like a £5, maybe, or possibly £4. I don't know, maybe all 3 for 10. Yeah, you know, because it's taken me so long to get this right. But yeah, it still needs more work. Hey, it's Friday morning. I might have figured it out. So here's where we're at. I'm printing in black and white now because I've run out of ink. And really, I should have been doing this from the start. I don't know why that didn't occur to me, just to save the ink, like on all of those wasted tester thingies. But yeah, I should have been just printing in black and white until I knew that the pressure settings were correct. It is payday today though, so I've ordered more ink, but that won't arrive until I think Monday is when it's due to arrive. But anyway, I found a sticker paper stock on the Cricut Design Space, and because the issues I was having was if it wasn't cutting hard enough, I was getting a lot of tearing around the edges, and if it was cutting too hard, then the stickers were just popping off the back of the sheet. Now it's still kind of hard, like if I try I can like tear those stickers out a little bit, just on like certain areas. It's not as bad as it has been. Like that one there kind of looks completely in there. But it does mean that when I peel them, for example, I mean, that one's a little tricky because it's, there we go. If I peel them, I'm not getting any of that like lining tearing on it. It's just peeling the sticker straight off. So this could be the right setting. I would like it a little bit lighter so that I don't have to worry about it cutting through the backing, but this might be the best I can hope for. Like as long as they're not falling off the sheet, and I mean, you know, it doesn't look too bad really. I don't know what happened to the edge on here. It like had a bit of a Barney when it was trying to cut the edge. But yeah, like if you look, it doesn't sort of look as bad, like they're all getting chopped out. Like for example, this is one where it was cutting through way too deep and you can see all of the lines. So this might be the way to go. People need to realize that it's a homemade item. And I don't think it is the end of the world if there's a little bit of like cutting around here, because at the end of the day, you're going to peel them off the sheet and stick them somewhere. And then this backing is going to get binned once all the stickers are used. So yeah, I think we might have done it, guys. We might have figured it out. It took a lot of trial and error. I mean, when I say a lot, so these are all the stickers from my attempts where they were just completely popping off the back. So I have a whole bunch of these stickers that are essentially die cut. And then let's have a look, shall we? They're stuck in this bag. because I crammed them in there. These are some sheets that I've been testing. So yeah, there's some Zoe's where it went through too far, some Rumi's where it didn't go through enough. You know, some mirrors, that was back when I was using the glossy laminate, and it looks like these ones went through a little too far as well. Yeah, that was with no laminate, with just the matte paper, but it was like tearing up the paper itself. It really needs a laminate just to protect it. And then I've got some like grayscale ones in there, some coloured ones, like, yeah, a nightmare. But we got there in the end, I guess. We are here with these ones. Those were the right ones? Yeah. And then these were all more. I am going to see if I can pawn any of these off to my friends. See if any of them want some like dodgy stickers. Because some of them, they work perfectly fine. And look perfectly fine. It's just the presentation of the back. Like, I don't want to sell things that are like cut all the way through the back. It's kind of just a standard that I do want to keep for the shop. Even though in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't actually matter. I don't want customers thinking that my stuff is like, you know, shoddy and not that well put together. Because I take pride in my work, damn it. So I think we've gotten somewhere. When my ink arrives next week, that's when we will actually create our stock. And I'll probably just do like, because I can actually make these to order. So I might just have a little backlog of maybe like, I don't know if whether to do like 10 of each or something. And then any more that come in, I can just make as I go. Because that is also a benefit of doing things from home, is I can make stuff to order. So I can see how popular something is and decide based on that how many things to make before just taking a leap of faith and ordering a bunch of stuff from a manufacturer. So that's cut settings. It's the stock is called printable sticker paper, white grey liner printing. I don't know what that means, to be honest. And then I set the blade pressure to default around the edge and then less around the actual stickers so that it would hopefully not cut too far. Yeah, I was playing around a lot with like a very light cardstock, but that was doing too much. And then there was a copy paper with that was like a fairly high GSM that wasn't doing enough. And I couldn't find a paper stock that was in between the light cardstock and the copy paper that I was using, because the other paper stocks and things don't actually tell you a GSM, so I don't know. It would be nice if I could find one that was bang in the middle, but yeah, I ended up sticking with this printable sticker paper. So I'm gonna have to head out in a bit because I'm meeting my mum for some coffee, and then we're gonna go to like a gym class. It's this like flexibility class. I've been to it before, but it's kind of like baby yoga. I don't really enjoy it that much, to be honest, but it's kind of just to spend time with her and get myself out the house a little bit. I haven't been going to the gym as much as I should be lately. I've kind of packed in the yoga since the new instructor has come in, and all of the poses are really hard. The regular girl is supposed to be back next month, so we'll probably start going again then. But another issue is I have a lot of pain in, well, both shoulders, but my left one in particular. A few years ago, they just started flaring up, and sometimes the yoga kind of makes it feel a bit better, makes me feel a bit more flexible. But whenever I've gone with the new instructor, it's just made it feel so much worse. So I've been avoiding going because I don't want it to feel that bad. Like sometimes like it is agony. I don't know what it is as well. The past couple of weeks, it's just been bad. Like it's normally not so bad in the mornings and afternoons. It usually gets worse on the evenings. After like a day, I just get stiff, I guess. Whereas first time when I wake up on a morning, it's not so bad. But lately I've been waking up and it's been like hurting, not massively, but it's like a little twinge. And then if it starts hurting on the morning, by the time it gets to the evening, it really hurts. So yeah, I have been to the doctors about it before. They kind of fobbed me off a little bit and said that it was a vitamin D deficiency. So I need to go back to them and say, hey, yeah, I've been on the vitamin D and it's still not getting better. So yeah, sorry, that was a bit of a sidetrack, wasn't it? Yeah, I'm going to clean things up here a little bit and then I'm going to need to head out. So I will see you guys later. I want to create some more artwork today. I think that's what I want to do because I was in a real funk yesterday. So I'd like to create something to try and rekindle my creative juices. Whatever that means. So yeah, I want to try and do some artwork later when I get back. See you later. Hi, so I am back from my afternoon excursion. I did that flexibility class and I have aggravated my shoulder. I was just talking about it being bad before I went. I thought because it's such a light, low energy class, it wouldn't be that much of a problem, but what gets it is the when you have to kind of do poses where you're like on all fours, that puts a lot of pressure on it that I didn't realize, and then trying to get back up from being on all fours, like I'm like an old woman because I can just feel it burning, so I'm like trying to move very, very slowly. It settled down for a while and I hadn't really noticed it, and I was just doing some drawing because I said I was going to do some drawing. And every now and again, I think it was because I'm like so tense and focused. If I would move to grab another pen, I could just feel it hurting. So I have a pulley shoulder. But what I've been doing is some sketchbook work. And I've been using those oohoo-hoos that I got in that Gretel Lusky art kit. And I have created a little witchy girl. So I'm really happy with how that turned out. I was in a bit of like a spooky vibe with Halloween being next month and everything. We are getting into spooky season. So I created this little thing and I might use this as like a plan for a bigger piece to do on some cartridge paper. And I think I'd like to film that. I regret not filming this. I thought this was just going to be like really rough and a bit rubbish. But it's like turned out quite nice. I like her. I'm going to find a more exciting pose to put her in for the main piece. But I'm thinking I'd like to film myself doing that because I'd like to make more art focused videos on YouTube as well as just the vlogs. So it would be nice if I film that and then I can do a voiceover or something where I'm talking about it later on. But yeah, I really like her. Once again, like all the equipment I used was from that art kit because I already had it left out and I couldn't be bothered to find my pencil case. So I sketched in like that pink mechanical pencil, which was quite nice because once you start putting the markers over the top, it really sort of disappears, which is good in a sense because it means that you don't have all of those messy lines underneath the marker, but it's also something you have to be aware of because if you lose any details, like you have to like go back in and refine them and stuff. But that's quite nice. So I'm thinking I might use coloured pencils, maybe crack those Prismacolors out or something to do the actual sketch. And I'll take my time a little bit more with this one because this one was very like rough and ready. But then I like that look as well. I like the rough look. So yeah, I'm gonna do like a witchy girl, I think, using the markers. But first I'm going to have some food. So I'm going to eat my dinner and then I will try and film a video. Good morning, and now it is Saturday. Last night I continued drawing and I filmed the process as well. This is what I created. Woo-hoo. So like I'm pretty damn proud of it. You know, just like a little marker illustration. The only thing I'm unsure about is I don't know if I got the hand quite right. And the arm, it maybe isn't as foreshortened as it should be, but you know what, we're working on things. I really like how the face turned out. the colours that I used and everything. It's kind of funny when you think I was gonna do something like what I did in my sketchbook that was more of like a gothic witchy girl, and then when I started colouring I just used all of these nice bright colours, so it didn't really come out as gothic, like still kind of witchy, you know. She's a bit more ethereal, I think. But yeah, there's my little piece. I might clean her up a little bit on Photoshop or something, like clean up some of those lines and things. Who knows? But I might even sell the original, possibly. I don't know whether I'm at a stage where people are actually bothered about original artwork from me. It could be something that I sell at a market though, because they tend to be more geared towards the handcrafted stuff. So if someone sees something that is like an original piece of art, then they might be a little more inclined to buy it. I don't know. It took me just under 2 hours. So I could do, you know, something like that every couple of days or something, whenever I feel like it. I only used the Oohoo markers that I have. So certain colours, like, it kind of limits you in a way, but in a good way, because, like, I don't have all of the colours under the sun. Like for the Copic markers, I have a lot of different colours, but with these it's almost like I have to stick to a particular kind of colour scheme, but that means that the piece all fits together and looks cohesive and nice, like all the colours go together. So for example, like her dress, the idea was that it would be black, but I had to go for more of a bluish grey, but that actually worked because black would probably look too harsh against all of the other colours. And yeah, so that actually worked out kind of nice. The only thing is, if I want to do any characters with darker skin, I don't think this set really has any. I mean, there's like Cherry Taupe that could be like a dark sort of colour, but then there isn't anything to really add those shadows in unless I went like really experimental and focus just on those like purples and blues for shadows. I don't know, maybe we'll experiment with this, see if we can get some darker skin tones. But yeah, I think it turned out nice. So what I want to do is film a voiceover at some point so that I can make like a proper video about that and put that on YouTube. But today the first thing that I really need to do is sign off this vlog because it needs to get edited so that it can be posted tomorrow. So thank you again for joining me this week. We've had some ups and downs, but we got there in the end with the sticker sheets. We did. So they will be coming to the shop fairly soon. My ink actually will be arriving today. I got a notification, so it won't be Monday, it'll be today. So if I have some more time, I might just make a load of sticker sheets and then they can go on the shop. But yeah, thank you again for joining me this week. I will see you again next time. Bye.